Sheldon Adelson gave $10 million, at least in this election, and $7 million ahead of time to Newt Gingrich. And lo and behold, Newt Gingrich agrees with all of Adelson's positions, especially on Israel. Well, they asked him about it last night. Let's go to clip number 10, see if he still agrees totally with Adelson.
Speaker Gingrich, you got into a little hot water when you said the Palestinians were an invented people.
It was technically an invention in the late 1970s, and it was clearly so. Prior to that, they were Arabs. Many of them were either Syrian, Lebanese, or Egyptian, or Jordanian. My goal for the Palestinian people would be to live in peace, to live in prosperity, to have the dignity of a state, to have freedom, and they can achieve it any morning they are prepared to say, Israel has a right to exist, we give up the right to return, and we recognize that we're going to live side by side. Now let's work together to create mutual prosperity, and you could, in 5 years, dramatically improve the quality of life of every Palestinian.
By the way, the Palestinians have, Fatah has said that Israel has a right to exist. Hamas has said if we have a peace deal, of course we will say that Israel has a right to exist. It's just they keep throwing that out there because they don't want a peace deal. They don't want a two-state solution. Adelson doesn't want it. Gingrich doesn't want it. And that's why he claims that the Palestinians are an invented people. So, shockingly enough, he does exactly what his financial backers want him to do. And so sometimes, and the reason I tell you that, because it's symbolic of a larger phenomenon that you're seeing within the Republican primaries and you're seeing in politics overall. Sometimes you'll hear them make comments where you think, like, is that even really popular in the country? For example, Iran, the idea of attacking Iran. All the Republicans are like, except for Ron Paul, of course, are like, let's attack, come on. We can't let them push us around. Obama's too weak. I would close the Straits of Hormuz. I would punch them in the face. I would do whatever is necessary. And actually, if you look at the polling in the country, the American people are sick of war. They don't want to go to Iran. In fact, when you ask the question in any way you like, first of all, do you want to go to Iran? 2/3 of Americans say, hell no, right? What if Iran were to have a nuclear weapon? They're like, still no, right? Clear majorities. So why are they doing something that might cost them votes? Now, sure, they're in a Republican primary and the Republican voters view it a little differently, but not much differently than the general population. But they're doing it because they're not just speaking to the voters, they're also speaking to their donors. So, for example, well, this is the perfect example. When Newt Gingrich talks about how the Palestinians are invented people. Who believes that or cares about that? How many votes is that going to get you? No. It's to say, hey, Sheldon, send me another $10 million. That's why the politicians act as they do. And you know what? In this perverted, corrupt system that we have, it's logical. Because Newt Gingrich had no chance in South Carolina or Florida without Adelson's money. With Adelson's money, he's right in the thick of it, and he could be president of the United States. Isn't it logical that in this corrupt system that politicians, of course, would cater to the people who pay them and who get them competitive in these races? That's why we have to fix the system.